Alright, I wanted to show you the difference between the black crush and the black denim. So the one on the left is obviously the black crush, and the one on the right is the black denim. These are best top seats. I'm not sure why they call that black denim, but it's got a real nice texture to it. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but it's a real nice seat. They feel really good, but certainly not black in any way. And then the black crush is the shiny vinyl, which is what I had in there, and I just did not like the way that looked. So I'll show you a couple of pictures. I'm about to mount this last seat and finish up this roll bar padding here, because I got the black denim roll bar padding to match the seats. And then I'll show you what the whole thing looks like put back together. Seats are going to come in a box that looks like this, and obviously you've got the seat part right down here, and you've got the back that extends up like that. So the back comes like this. It's in a plastic bag, and it's separated, and you have to mount it via these two holes to the base, and that's proven to be a real pain. And as you can see, where these cutouts are, doesn't line up with the holes. That one's close, but on both seats now I've had to cut these holes out a little bit bigger with a knife, carefully with a knife, because they just don't line up. So inside the box is also your hardware. You've got these two pieces, that plastic pieces that will cover that up, and then you've got these two plastic knobs. Not super happy that these knobs are plastic. I think they should have at least metal inserts in there, because they can very easily strip out on that stud there. So best thing to do, and I've already mounted my driver's seat, is to don't adjust them with pressure on them. Take the pressure off. So in other words, lean up and then adjust the seat as you want to. You got 8 bolts. The shorties are for this part right here, and the long ones mount your riser to the actual seat. What I wanted to show you is the mounting location. So you've got two options up here, and I'm doing this inside because it's below 30 degrees outside, and I don't want to go out there where there's more lighting. But there's 3 mounting options on the back. Now these have studs, or I'm sorry, these have nuts welded to the underside of them, so it's real convenient to be able to use those holes. Now, because of the condition of my my factory riser here, I ended up ordering new ones. I had too much play in them, and I didn't want to take the time to sand them down, paint them, just to still have that left to right play when you're sitting in the seat. So I got these new ones. These are also from Best Top, and if you own a CJ, I'm sure you've looked at these, and they're not cheap items. So the problem that I have with these is if you line it up with the front mounting hole, something like that and something like that, the back doesn't line up. So you got 3 holes, 1, 2, and then the third one's right there, and it doesn't line up. So you would think a Best Top seat and a Best Top seat bracket, they'd all line up. So the only way to get around this is, and I called Morris 4x4 where I ordered these products from, and certainly not their fault, but the guy told me on the phone it should be a drill-free installation, and I'm like, well, it's not if you don't use the sliders. So he said, well, you know, you're either going to have to drill the holes, send them back, or order the sliders. So I chose to order the sliders, and let me show you what those look like. So the sliders are these pieces. They're not assembled, and then the 2 sliders on each side, and those things are pretty heavy duty. I'm pretty happy with the way they feel. So these have 2 studs that come out right there, and then on the opposite side they have 2 mounting holes. Interestingly enough, when you put the sliders in, everything lines up perfectly, and I mean perfectly. So the reason some people don't want to use these sliders is because they're thick, and they add actually probably about an inch and a half of height to your seated location, and that's probably the only complaint I could find online about these seats. Now my driver's side is mounted, and I actually love the location of it. I think I gained a little bit of leg room from these seats versus the seats I had in there are not they're not factory, you know, the original seats, but I actually think they're older best top seats. But I gained a little bit of leg room, and the height doesn't really bother me. And I'm 6'2", so it still didn't put me into the roll bar, as some people have said in the critiques of these seats. So I'm going to put this thing together and see if I can get it mounted in the Jeep. All right, here's what it looks like all put back together. There's the black denim seats, black denim roll bar cover, and then the the fold and tumble rear seat. Really happy with the way this turned out. It's a big project done.